A surprising document signed by Monsignor Viganò is shaking public opinion, with deeply troubling statements that are hard to deny, bringing up sensitive questions about what's really going on in the church today. It's not just a simple message, but a text that needs our full attention, because once you hear it, your whole view changes completely. Benedict XVI's unprecedented decision to step down as Pope still casts a long shadow over the church, raising questions and debates that linger to this day. Even though more than a decade has passed since his successor was chosen, the effects of his resignation continue to ripple through the Vatican and beyond. Many believed that with a new pope, the controversy would fade, but instead, it has sparked ongoing discussions about leadership, tradition, and the future of the church. The echoes of that choice, which was unlike anything before it, keep ringing, stirring up a wave of uncertainty and debate that refuses to fade away. Questions arise. Why was this decision made, and what does it truly mean for the church and its followers? Doubts linger among the faithful and the curious alike, fueling ongoing discussions in both sacred and secular spaces. This isn't just a conversation for a select few, it's a topic that keeps returning, proving that the mystery was never truly resolved. It's surprising how quiet the main news groups have been, with barely a mention of these recent developments. This silence is especially noticeable among outlets from English-speaking countries, who usually cover Vatican news closely. Instead, they've chosen not to talk about the latest things happening with this issue, leaving the public in the dark. But an Italian journalist, Marco Tosatti, who has direct connections in the Vatican, broke this silence and brought the story to light. He made public a statement from Monsignor Carlo Maria Viganò, revealing crucial details that had been kept hidden. Monsignor Viganò, who once served as the Pope's representative in the United States, became the key figure in exposing the truth. This isn't just a small detail, it's a move that really stirs up trouble with strong direct words. It shares a tough point of view that no big international news outlet has chosen to spread. Viganò's declaration is a bold and unprecedented act, challenging the very core of the Church's authority and transparency. It all started with a statement from Monsignor Nicola Bucks, a theologian and former member of the Roman Curia, who revealed he had exchanged letters with Benedict XVI in 2014. 2 letters, kept secret for 10 years, only came to light after the Pope Emeritus passed away. What made them wait so long? Why weren't they made public when Benedict was still alive and could have confirmed their content himself? The choice to keep such a sensitive document hidden raises troubling questions, especially because it concerns the most controversial topic, the validity of the resignation. It's at this moment that Viganò speaks up, offering a harsh and uncompromising analysis of the Church's current state. He doesn't just point out doubts or flaws, he goes much further, exposing what he sees as deep-rooted problems within the Vatican. Viganò boldly claims that the papacy itself is unraveling, with its foundations shaken by internal crises and silence. He accuses the Church of choosing to remain silent, complicit in the decline, rather than confronting uncomfortable truths and seeking real reform. This drastic examination by Viganò challenges not only the hierarchy but also the faithful, urging everyone to reflect on the true state of the Church today. The Archbishop says that this isn't just about the doubts surrounding Benedict's resignation, but it's part of a bigger plan that includes the most recent papacies, from the Second Vatican Council up to today, and that it would have changed the very nature of Peter's ministry. Monsignor Viganò talks about this very clearly. He believes the papacy is falling apart, and he says it without hesitation. According to the former nuncio, Pope Benedict XVI's choice to step down isn't just a personal decision, but it's a sign of a much deeper problem, a signal that the Church is on a risky path. He points out that the idea of a Pope Emeritus is new, and not based on Church laws, an artificial element that has confused believers and has brought an unusual and legally new situation into the Church's life, something not seen in its 2,000-year history. The main point of his argument is about the difference between munus and ministerium, which is like the difference between being the Pope and actually doing the Pope's job. He says if you could keep the title without doing the job, then you should also be able to do the job without having the title. But that's just silly, and it makes you wonder about what it even means to be the Pope. According to Viganò, this split shows a bigger plan, a change that didn't start with Bergoglio but has been happening since the Council. It's right here that the Archbishop shares his strongest criticism, pushing back against the idea, common among conservatives, that there's a real fight between Ratzinger and Bergoglio. He believes Ratzinger and Bergoglio aren't on opposite sides, but but actually show different steps of the same big change. The image of the refined theologian, who loves old traditions and ancient liturgy, when compared to the innovative and brave Argentinian Jesuit, only hides a truth they both share. Their efforts are aimed at one single goal: to change the papacy into something that's shared, like a team, and includes everyone. Basically, to take away all its real power and leave it as just a symbol. From this point of view, Benedict's choice to step down isn't just the act of a tired man, but it's part of a bigger plan, where power struggles inside, outside influences, and even money reasons all work together. According to Viganò, the results were really bad. The Pope's seat was given to those who wanted to break it down from the inside, finishing what the church leaders and worldly powerful people had planned. For Monsignor Viganò, there are no doubts. According to him, the crisis started with the Second Vatican Council, which he calls the start of a never-ending revolution. From his point of view, since then the Church has started a process of change that has never stopped, a constant change where each pope has given their own meaning to their job. He says there aren't separate moments, but one continuous process that goes back and forth between ideas and opposing ideas. This leads to a new idea that opens the door for the next step. His way of speaking reminds us of Hegel's dialectic, which Viganò uses directly on the core of Catholicism, without hesitation. In his opinion, the council brought new ideas into the church that don't fit with the Catholic faith, like shared leadership and working with other religions. He points out that these ideas show a way of thinking that's more about democracy and worldly things, but they aren't part of the church's holy nature. The results, he says, would be devastating. The papacy, which Christ set up as a monarchy, would slowly change into a flexible role, one that changes with whatever is popular at the moment. Viganò points out that even Benedict was caught up in this. The idea that the traditional Mass and the modern rite could peacefully coexist turned out to be a false hope. It's impossible for two opposing ideas about the Church to coexist. According to the Archbishop, Summorum Pontificum is just a weak compromise, born from a German idea that tried to bring together things that just can't be brought together. He thinks that Pope Benedict XVI's decision was part of a clear plan. It wasn't just a personal weakness, but actually a continuation of a plan that started 60 years ago. According to Viganò, there's a plan to strip the papacy of its sacredness. This plan aims to make the Pope just a symbol, simply the first among equals among the bishops. This way, his spiritual power is wiped out. Viganò claims this is the Church being destroyed from the inside. This success doesn't come from God, it comes from powerful people on earth. The call is strong. Stay strong in your faith, as it is written in the first letter of Peter, almost as if to remind us that the Church has faced tough times before. According to Viganò, history clearly shows us that making deals with the world never leads to true salvation, but only to a deeper addiction. What do you think? If you like this video, write Amen in the comments. May God protect